Hey viewers, welcome back to the King Kong review series, and today we're going to take a look at Dino de Laurentiis' ill-fated and yet poorly received sequel called King Kong Lives. So, let's not waste any time and take a look. After the events of Kong 76, Kong appears to be alive after falling off the World Trade Center, but has been in a coma for 10 years, and desperately needs a blood transfusion in order to have an artificial heart implanted. Suddenly, in the rainforest, another gigantic ape is found, this time a female. She is brought to the USA, and the artificial heart in Kong is successfully implanted. But then King Kong, having sensed the female ape, breaks loose, retrieves the female, and battles the military. A lot of people seem to really hate this movie because of it ruining the ending to Kong 76, which it does. But aside from that, in my opinion, the movie is not that bad. I've seen worse. The characters are likable. Linda Hamilton, not being the beauty that tames the beast, that would be later, is instead more of the hero. Brian Kerwin is the funny Indiana Jones type, and has grown to become likable. The villain is your standard one-dimensional Avatar-style evil general. Though a fun villain, he doesn't have much of a motivation in why he wants to kill the apes and see them suffer. Neither does the other soldiers. Yeah, there's a lot of one-dimensionals in this movie. Though it is a fun movie, it does have a lot of flaws. Yeah, I can buy a few things like Kong's heart transplant and such, but things like why the hell is baby Kong, when born, the size of a real gorilla? That makes no sense. Lady Kong's pregnancy makes it look like the kid's going to be about 12 foot tall, much like Kiko in the original sequels. But he's so small it's like all that labor was popping out in a racer. Another problem I have is that 98% of the characters in this movie are fucking assholes. Very hateful and cruel people. Kind of over-pushing the man's greed theme on what made the first film great, Dino. One more thing I should put out is Kong himself, both vocals and in body. The suits, while really good and improved a bit, don't have the same charm like the original Baker suit. Kong's eyes look smaller and the mouth-nose piece looks a lot thinner. The arm extensions are the worst part. They stick out like a sore thumb. In Kong 76, Kong mostly walked bipedal on two legs. Though not true to a real gorilla, it made the posture that Kong originally was perfect. But here, the extensions make the suit look fake, and they're either too long or too short. And now in this film, Kong walks more on 4 feet, and it feels so wrong to what the 76 version had made. Then the final nail in the coffin with problems in this movie for me is the Kong vocal. While the first film was a stock dinosaur roar and vocals from Optimus Prime, they're the most recognizable Kong vocals to me than any other film's sound design. This film unfortunately gives Kong more human vocals. You can really tell that a voice actor dubbed it and it sounds awful. Then there's the music, which, I'll be honest, is pretty damn good, with a very classic adventurous Hollywood feel to it. The main theme is different, which makes sense considering Dwan is not in the film, and Kong's new love interest is another giant gorilla. So yeah, the theme had to change. Even the end battle is very powerful, epic, and emotional. This would probably be a good time to talk about Kong's character. It sort of develops and reboots itself. When he wakes up after 10 years and walks around, you can see the wheels in his head turning, seeing that things have changed, and at one point when he first sees Amy, might even think it's Dwan at first, which again, with both acting and music, kind of plays a picture and we get a brief second of emotion that Kong won't see Dwan again. And it is tragic. His character ultimately becomes a mix of a fish out of water and a heroic returning Avenger. During the end, when Kong battles the army, it's like Dino and Gullerman wanted to upper themselves by having Kong more blooded up, almost soaking in it. Though very well done and shows Kong's heroic nature shining through, it's still not as incredibly done as its predecessor. Finally, when baby Kong is born, Kong sacrifices his last bit of strength to see and hold his son. Though very emotional and kind of sad, again, not on par with the amazing and emotional ending to 76. Overall, while the movie has a lot of problems, it's a really good popcorn flick. It seems Dino De Laurentiis, John Gollerman, and Carlo Rambaldi wanted to make a film better than the first, given that the first film's cast were not all on board. And with their limited resources, give the best film they could. Sadly, the film was and continues to get bashed and was a financial bomb, but even though people hate it, I get a little kick out of it once in a while. It's fun. I give it a 6 out of 10. Well, here's my review of King Kong Lives. A bad movie, but a guilty pleasure of mine. So next time we're going to go into the 1990s and take a look at a parody from 3 famous rodents. So we'll see you next time.